Welcome to today's analysis on VitaDAO. VitaDAO has been in a steady uptrend for a very long time, and it has been following the law of supply and demand steadily. I want you to check some critical information, and you can see some vital feedback that the chart is giving to a trained chart reader. My analysis will be starting from the circle in black. When you look at this chart, this bar is the type of bar that we use to emphasize as a bullish bar that has a very strong up above average volume. Look underneath the chart, you can see the volume is well above the average line, which is the black line, and the bar closes around the peak of its range. This particular bar marks the last buy point on VitaDAO. Let me now expatiate this analysis so you can get the whole thing in detail. Let me zoom out. When you look at this chart, towards mid-April, VitaDAO traded towards its 200-day moving average. Toward late of March, it traded towards its 200-day moving average. It couldn't touch the 200-day, and then it had a little support from buyers with this explosive volume and upward close bar. That changed the action of the sideways trading. Then it also has several sideways trading too before it gets additional support from buyers with a very huge explosive bar which closed around the peak of its range with explosive volume underneath it too. What these things are telling us is that some professional traders and some whales, they are taking a lot of interest in VitaDAO and they are supporting this coin heavily. That's why anytime the price is rising, you see a spike and a skyscraper volume underneath each the bar that spiked up. All these are showing you the footprint of whales and institutional traders. When the bar now close up above the moving averages, it rally up with a nice support volume underneath it, and then it continue additional sideways trading. One thing I want you to observe on this sideways trading is whenever there is sideways trading, you can see the volume dried up, and why the volume dried up is telling us that no more sellers into VitaDAO. And when there's no more sellers, just little amount of buyers will always push the price up. On this particular bar, which is above the 21-day exponential moving average, the buyers come in again with full force, launching a beautiful a very high volume with an upward close bar, and it sent the price upward, breaking above the mini resistance here. That's why we indicate buy more. Then the buyers also stop. One thing about buyers is this: when they buy for consecutive section and they take a break, adding more to their position. They will also initiate order and buy for several sections and also take a break. That has been their attitude. Why the price gets to this high price, it also takes some rest, and also the volume continue to dry up. Why the volume continue to dry up, the buyers also recharge again, they launch additional position and add more to their trade. And what happened? The price also skyrockets again for about 2 sections with huge volume. Then the volume continued to dry up again. While the volume was drying up, the buyers come in with full force. They send the price upward again with explosive volume. The current stage now, we are also in a volume dried up and the price continue to range a little bit. That's the present situation. What will confirm additional entry is when we have a volume like skyscrapers, which is above average volume, and an upward close bar like the type that has been occurring in the past. That will also give us additional indication that we should also add more to our position and add more trades. When you look at this chart in big picture, you can see this scenario has been playing up for long. Whenever price is correcting, volume will dry up, and when volume comes in, the price will rise for several sections and the uptrend will continue. Look at the chart from the left hand side. When you see this area, this is the type of what I'm talking about. When price hit bottom towards late November last year, the market now traded sideways for consecutive period, and as this sideways market was happening, underneath the chart the volume was well dried up and it's below the average volume. That tells us that the interest in VitaDAO has dried up, and whales with institutional traders, they like to come into the market when the interest of amateur and the masses traders have dried up, and that's exactly what happened. Immediately they see that the volume has dried so low, the whales bought heavily with the institutional traders, and their interest is changed the activity on VitaDAO from this point onward. The volume was so huge and the price skyrocketed to an astronomical high. Then it hit point one when the sellers took it down towards the 200-day moving average. Then it has some volume, but while on the 200-day moving average the volume dried up and buyers coming with full force, sending the price upward, creating little resistance. Then volume also dried up, the buyers continue to support again. All the areas that the buyers continue to support it with volume, the rally has been progressing and it's continue in earnest. When you look at VitaDAO, I want you to see that when this price bottom, it has established an upward rally, and the rally has been progressing steadily onward and upward. Look at this point one. That's the last major resistance zone on VitaDAO, and it has finally break it. While it break above this price, it's now confirming to us that the uptrend is in a continuation phase and it will continue its rally. I cycle this bar. This bar in black fair cycle is the particular bar that VitaDAO used to break above its long time resistance zone, and the current price is still trading around this zone, which is a very good update that if you still want to participate and benefit from this coin, you can continue to put in your order at this moment, because it's still trading around a very safe zone. And you can see it's even a coin that is not even looking back at all. The project behind this are so strong, and most traders trading this have optimism, and they continue to add to their position, especially the whales and the big funds. That's why we are seeing this skyscraper volume and all this upward closing spike on the chart. Guys, if this analysis really assists you in your coin holding, or it opened your eyes to some analysis, to some price movements and price actions which you are not familiar before, I would like you to support the channel with your subscription, like the video, share. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next analysis. Bye bye.